Do you think I killed my husband or something here? Because I didn't. The only time I feel safe is with him when he gave me a smile. I need him back.
We have a search warrant for your house, and there's the warrant is going to be executed right now, obviously.
And I'm going to prison tomorrow.
This is Star Myers, 51 years old, Manchester, Jackson County, Wisconsin. On March 9th, 2023, Star walks into a police station and reports her husband missing. Richard Bork, 51, hasn't been seen since Tuesday night, she says. What she doesn't say is what actually happened 2 days earlier. According to investigators, Richard had just admitted to Star that he cheated on her. In response, she shot him inside their own home. Then, instead of calling police, she brought in help, including her own son, carried his body to the backyard, and burned it in a pit. The gun was taken apart and hidden. 2 days after that, she files the missing persons report. Sitting across from detectives, Star plays the part completely. She describes Richard as a control freak who never leaves without his car or his motorcycle. She calls him her safety. She says she needs him back. For hours, she walks investigators through a detailed list of everything missing from the house: his shoes, his jacket, his wallet. It sounds on the surface like a wife who knows her husband down to the smallest habit. But one thing never adds up. His car is still in the driveway. His motorcycle hasn't moved. And by her own account, Richard never goes anywhere without one or the other. No one in that room has said that word yet. Star does.
And today, the woman accused of fatally shooting her husband and then burning his corpse was sentenced to decades in prison.
Watch her calmly describe a husband who simply packed up and left, while the whole time his remains are sitting in a burn pit in her own backyard. This is her interrogation.
Yesterday, approximately 10:30.
Approximately 10:30 yesterday?
Oh, no, not yesterday, Tuesday, sorry.
On Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. or
AM.
AM? What does Richard do for a living? Does he work?
No.
No.
Well, he does. He does construction sometimes. We work a lot at the farm.
Okay.
Yeah. Does lots of odd and things, and he makes lights,
Okay.
hand beams.
So what's it?
He gave me my smile back. When we met, I was lost. And there's been so much trauma in my life. One thing after another, I lost my smile. And my daughter, the first time she saw me with him, she looked at me and she started crying, and she's like, I never thought that seeing you smile again. She's like, you're there. She thought that that part of me was dead, that and I think it was, because there was a time I thought it was. I started using that at that point because I hoped it would tell me. Because so much had happened that I just lost faith that it would get better. And then he was my safety. The only time I feel safe is with him. He gave me a smile. I need him back.
This is the emotional register Star sets from the very first minutes of the interview. Grief, dependency, a marriage framed entirely around trauma and healing. It's a genuine, vulnerable-sounding opening. What makes it worth noting is how completely this tone will need to shift by the time investigators start asking about a burn barrel in her backyard.
So when you got home at 10:30, you didn't see anything else out of the ordinary that...
Except he wasn't sitting there, and that's weird. And the car was fixed. And he had
just gonna
control
ask you.
issues. He's a control freak, which I don't mind, except that he always takes a car or his bike. So, yeah.
Which vehicle does he typically drive?
The black one.
The black one?
Mm-hmm.
Is that which...
That's what we have here. Yeah.
You said before, and I apologize, I should ask you this before. You said you can't drive because you don't have a license. Who drove you here today?
My friend, he has a license.
Your friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your friend waiting for you then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your friend's name? Does he know Richard?
No.
Or she?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, he's met him once, but
friend from the past, or?
Yes.
Okay. Did you let him know that Richard is missing and that kind of stuff? What's his name?
Andrew.
Andrew. What's Andrew's last name? The only reason why is because maybe he'd be able to shed some light on maybe giving us additional information. What was Richard wearing, or
He didn't see Richard.
He didn't see him?
No.
Okay.
So I don't see where that.
That's questions that I'm going to be asking you too about, like, what was
he
he wearing that
naked.
morning? Okay.
I already told you that one. That's why I told you the pajama pants were beside that.
Okay.
And so there's something I'm
Let me
missing here,
ask-
because it feels like, yeah, you're asking about who drove me, and
No, I just want, because you told me that you didn't have a license, I just wanted to know if you got here on your own, or,
no.
which I understand because it's your husband that's missing, right?
I would, actually, in all honesty, I would risk driving here.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I can understand that. I would do the same thing.
But I didn't, because, yeah.
Good.
My son's going to drive me, but he makes me more anxious, and my anxiety starting through the roof.
Okay.
Because the thing about math was that it actually calmed me down, because I'm pretty sure I have ADHD or whatever. So without it, I'm more anxious and more,
Okay. All right.
and I've been off it for several months.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Except it makes me, yeah, I'm always wringing my hands.
It's a tough one to kick, I know that. But I congratulate you for being off for a couple months, that's
I
awesome.
made God a promise, and even though it didn't pan out the way I thought, but I said if I don't go to prison, I'm quitting for good. And it was actually not as hard as I thought it would be.
Good.
Except when I get mad or upset, I want to. That's the only time I...
So let me ask you this, were there any clothes that were missing, or...
His tennis shoes are gone, the red shoes, because when I walk in the door, and see, that's where you guys, yeah, sometimes you gotta leave me. Okay, so when I walk in the door, there is a rug, and it has my shoes and his shoes. His shoes were not there, the red tennis shoes were not there. And then he wasn't at the couch, and his jacket wasn't hanging out there. It's a black Harley jacket.
Just gonna ask you that.
It's 2 layers. It's got a light weight and one on the outside. It has 2 gloves in the pocket. It wasn't there. The car keys were there. Yes.
Car keys were there? Anything else that he typically has, like a cell phone or wallet?
His earpiece is gone out of the bedroom. The chargers are not gone. His phone is gone.
Earpiece, like hearing it?
No,
or,
a phone. It's
like a Bluetooth?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
And the case to it isn't there, which he typically leaves that in the bedroom. So when I walk in, the shoes were gone. His wallet's not on the dresser, and
Okay.
it sits right there when I walk in. There's a checkerboard in the wallet. In the bedroom, the earpiece and the case, because he leaves the case in there to charge, and it was not there.
But
And we only take the case if we're going to the bar.
Okay, pajama pants were still there?
Yep, and the tank top are still there. They're in his dirty clothes now.
Okay.
So you said a lot of stuff there, and I just want to make sure that I got all of the items that you said were missing. Make sure I got them. So you said you had the red tennis shoes were missing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are normally near the door.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you had a black Harley jacket.
Yep, it hangs above where right by the door.
That's a dual layer Harley jacket.
Okay. And then I got the earpiece,
Mm-hmm.
and the case is gone with it. The charging case usually. I think they have charging cases.
Yeah, just a little.
Sure. And then you said his hat was gone too.
Yep. He wears his hat when he leaves the house, but typically during the day when you walk in, there's the couch and the speaker, and it sits in front of the speaker. Although every day he puts it there, and every day I put it on the hat rack. But
Are we talking like baseball cap? Or?
It's a black curly hat. But
Okay.
every day I put it there, and I'm like, one of these days you're going to learn that I put it there, and you're just going to put it there. And the one day I went in and he did it, and I started laughing. I took the hat and I threw it across the room, and he's like, what's so funny? I'm like, finally the one day I go, I'm not going to put it there, and you already put it there.
So, am I missing anything else? I don't
The
know.
wallet.
The wallet was missing?
Yep.
Okay.
It goes, so I guess if we're going to walk from the door, it goes the shoes and the jacket, the hat. You go into the closet and the wallet. And then into the bedroom is where the case goes for the earpiece.
Okay.
Describe to me what the wallet looks like. What is the wallet?
It is brown. It has a little Harley metal thing that I bent and glued on there with Gorilla Glue. There's an eagle at the top. It's, one of the ones you get like at the truck stop.
Okay.
It's checkbook size.
Has it got like a chain on it and it clips to your belt? Nothing like
No,
that?
he won't wear one.
Okay,
I always thought he should. Nope, it just goes in the back pocket.
okay.
Got all his cards in there on one side. One side has his Go Wild application for hunting, and then has receipts for the farm, because he keeps all the ones that Dad can turn into taxes on that side, and his cards, and cash on the other side.
You said it was checkbook size, right?
Yep.
Okay,
I got it at a truck stop in Beloit.
okay. So I just wanted to make sure I had the list right, because that's important information. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Did you notice any, like, pants missing or,
I looked, and there was a couple hangers missing off there, and on the, because I have his organized where it's good clothes and then it's farm clothes on the bottom. It would look like a pair of his Rock Revivals.
Rock Revivals?
Yes, he wears $180 pair of jeans.
what are the, educate me, because I don't know what.
$180 pair of blue jeans.
Okay, they're blue jeans.
Yes, and he wears them, and he's like, they're insured. I'm like, yeah, but when they count that, they don't count on you going out and working on a tractor. And so every time you rip them working on a tractor, they're really not going to replace them. And somehow he manages them to do it, even though it's not his policy. He still convinced them to do it, and they pay for it and had him shipped to the house. I was like, okay. So I'm like, they're not going to do it. And I called and
Must
talked
be
to them.
worth $180.
I called and I talked to him, and they're like, we don't do that. He's like, they will. Okay. He goes in and he convinced them to do all of them, and then just ship them to our house after he did it. I was like, okay, the manager said she wouldn't do that. But,
That's impressive.
yeah.
I might have to look into getting a pair of those.
So,
No, because they rip right too easy. Yeah.
and you went and looked in the shed where he would possibly be working, he wasn't in there? Let me ask you this now, from your observations from what was missing at the house, where'd you all look for him?
First I walked into the living room, like, okay. And then I walked in his bedroom, okay. So I go to the kitchen, and then I walked back to his bedroom, but I didn't look in the bathroom, so I came back around and looked in the bathroom. And then I walked through again because I thought, okay, we're missing. So I figured that while I was in the kitchen, he walked out and went to the bedroom, and I was like, okay, walk back again, like, because I've done that in the mornings where I'll go to take him his coffee, and I'm like, where'd he go? And he will be in the bathroom. So then I'll go in the kitchen again, and when I go in the kitchen, he comes out of the bathroom, he goes, and I'm like, okay, so we'll play that. So I went on all of the above, and no. And then I went to the shed, and he wasn't out there. And he hadn't been out there because the heater wasn't on, because he has one of the least heaters that makes a lot of noise, and it wasn't on. So he hadn't been out there. So then I went inside, and I'm like, oh no, and I was trying to do, because we fight over me, I'm a lot of crazy. I've been through a lot, and I overreact, and he wants me to trust him. It's the biggest thing he wants. And I'm going to prison tomorrow. And so he's been testing me, I think. It's where he does that. Testing me to see if I trust him. And like, I do trust you. I trust you with my life. I trust you with my children. I trust you with my dog. I trust you with my bank account. I said, it's not in me to trust. It's not, because everything I've ever trusted has let me down. So it's not in me. So I tried to trust him. So I didn't call, despite that I wanted to. And because I typically say something stupid and I push him away. And he gets mad. But I have this thing where when I have a thought, I say it. If I don't say it, then I can run with it. I'm really good at overreacting it. So I didn't do it. I tried to stay busy. And I expected him to come back from Walmart or Tyson's. And then I sat around for a while, and I realized the car was there, and it didn't register in my brain. So I was like, where'd he go? So I went back to the shed again to check the bikes. But I already knew before I went out there the answer to the question because he wasn't going to have the bike out because he doesn't take it out until after the first rain washes all the salt off the road. Because we're going to get his bike fixed this year. We've got to pay 3 times. And we're going to get a new upper engine put in. And we are going to get a new engine put in it, and he's going to be here, and we're putting that in there, and we're going to go for the first ride. But when I asked him about it, I paid him the bike done for Christmas, and it was an epic fail because the guy stabbed it with a screwdriver, and he sprayed it with primer, and didn't do it. And the second guy, he didn't touch it, and the third guy made it purple. I cried because all I wanted to give him was his bike painted because that was his baby. He died for it 3 times. And that's all I wanted for Christmas for him. I just figured that was the ultimate gift. That would be something special. That every time we got on it, he'd remember that was for me. And I couldn't manage to get it done. And I was supposed to get it done or something. But on the 15th, it's supposed to be taken in. But his bike was there, and the silver one that his automatic was there. But I already knew the answer before I went in. So I went back in the house, and I asked Pat if he talked to him. Pat didn't talk to him, and I was trying to avoid messaging because if he puts me in a no-blame situation, because if I ask him where he's at, he says I don't trust him. And if I don't ask him, then I'll say something stupid, and then that's worse. So I was trying to stay busy and not say anything. Then I sent him a text, and I'm like, okay, honey, I gave you space in case that was what you're trying to do. But I'm going crazy because I've already checked mobile patrol. I've already called the hospital. I'm like, you're freaking me out. I'm like, I've got a couple days, and I feel like you're wasting it. I'm like, I don't remember the rest of it.
So you called the hospital, and you called his cell phone too. Did it ring continuously, or did it just go right to voicemail?
Right to voicemail.
How many times roughly did you try calling him, and how many times, like over the past, what hour? You said.
I've been doing more texting because.
Okay. He responds to text. Is that how you guys communicate usually? Is it just on the text application, or is it done through Facebook Messenger or something like that?
I did send him a message on Messenger.
Okay.
Tagged him in a post I put up with a picture I never even got to give him that said, I wish if I had to do it all over again, I would have met you sooner so I could have loved you longer.
Okay.
And I posted that and I tagged him in it. So I messaged him and I'm like, hey, I love you. And then, but mostly it's on message.
Okay,
regular.
just regular message.
I sent him like a bunch of them. First I went through, I think you're getting space, but no. And then I said good night. And I said, okay, you're freaking me out. Message me and tell me you're okay. Say good morning. And then did I do something? And then I start freaking out. I'm like, did I do something I don't know about? Did you have to communicate with me? Nothing.
Was that like on Wednesday you were saying on that? Okay. And does he use more social media aside from Facebook? Is it Instagram or Snapchat or anything like that?
He says he doesn't.
Okay.
He's not supposed to, but he does.
Yeah. Do you use the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's why I found him on there, and he added me, even though he says he doesn't use it. And I'm like, okay, he added me.
So Snapchat or
He added me on Instagram.
Okay. Okay. Did you guys, so you searched all around the house, you think you got a pair of pants that are missing, and then a Harley jacket, and then all the rest of the stuff that Matt got from you before. But there's no vehicles gone.
Mm-hmm. And that's weird.
And he's not a walker. Is he,
his glasses are on, like, can you not do that? And he wants to, it makes him feel better if I can get over that, because except I'm like, I'm not going to get over that. And the more you block the door, the more you trigger it. So you don't want to put it in my head. You want to, so that you're not blocking the door so I feel free to leave and come. then after time, of you not doing that, I will heal from that. But if you keep doing it intentionally to just see if you press the button to see if you can get me over that, you're just putting it in my head over and over, reiterating.
And if you contacted his family to ask him if they
Yes,
heard from him or seen him?
Yeah, I've talked to all of them all day.
Okay.
First thing this morning, last night, we talked, yeah. His mom and I talked until I fell asleep with the phone in my hand, and his sister and I talked on the phone until the attorney called today.
Okay.
Because we were talking about, I'm like, okay, I probably can't say everything I want to say now. Okay, whatever. I told him, like, I don't know how I'm supposed to report tomorrow not knowing where he's at. Because the same way that he likes to have that control, I need to be prepared. I need to help. And I have a hard time letting go of things if I can't. So if you found him, I need to be possible. I need to make sure that I'm doing everything, because if I don't, then I can't forgive myself. I have a hard time. I feel like I think, just like now, I feel guilty because if I hadn't left, I would be there.
Any ideas where he may have gone, or?
I'm worried because there are just people that he deals with and associates with that aren't necessarily the best people.
Like as far as drugs or?
No, not that. Just, I don't know. Like Steve Cruz, he's just, yeah, the first time I met him, I get a bad feel. I don't like it. There's something in my gut telling me, like, some point, because I'm never wrong with that, something's going to come out, and I'm going to be like, I told you. Yeah, because the first time I met him, he wanted my lipstick so he could put lipstick on her underwear and put them in his sister's drawer, so he had to convince her that her boyfriend cheated on her, so they break up. And I'm like, that's manipulative. Maybe she loves him. What right out of yours to just manipulate, and he manipulates Rick, and yeah, he's always up to something slimy. And there are just other people that are.
Did Steve and Richard like clash at all? Did they get along?
No, they get along.
Okay.
And that bothers me because I'm like, is there something I don't know? Because we have a dog that Steve beat. So the dog, tried to attack Rick's face the first day we got it. And I'm like, why would you hang out with someone who hurts animals? Because we're big anti, and they're still friends. I'm like, okay.
Are there any enemies that Richard has?
A lot, because he's arrogant and he puts his nose into things he probably shouldn't, and likes to threaten people. And
who are like some of his enemies, or that would want to do him?
Well, I know we helped my friend with his bikes because the guy was going to steal the motorcycles, so we helped move the bikes so they couldn't steal them while he was in jail. Aaron.
I know Aaron. So who's the friend that you helped move bikes for?
Milt.
Milt? Okay. So you and Richard are both friends of Milt? And just so I know that we're talking about the same person, okay, that lives up north of Elma Center there?
Yeah, I'm friends with his daughter.
Okay.
Because she has a domestic. I have a nonprofit, so I work with people who are abused. And her and Rob Schaefer.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
she had to run nude and hide in the camper when he broke into her.
I know that her and I forget her first name right off. Sarah, that's right. So I know that her and Robert have had domestics in the past, and we've been looking for Robert around Maryland and Elma Center. So how recently was that you were moving motorcycles for Milt?
When he was in jail.
Okay, so just the recent arrest on the...
I didn't know about any of them, so yeah.
Okay. They did a search warrant over there probably, I don't know,
It was
a month or two ago?
It was after you arrested him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd already been in jail for like 2 days.
All right, so was Aaron around when you guys were moving the bikes?
Yes, he was. I never met him. I didn't even know what he looked like until I got out there, and his girlfriend or whatever, she started talking to me, and it took me a while to figure out who she was. Like, why are you answering me? Yeah. And then when I realized who she was, I really wanted to talk to her less, because what kind of person smokes meth the entire time you're pregnant? dad of those kids, yeah.
Sure. And that's Jolene Gavois, is still his girlfriend?
I don't know her name.
Was she pregnant when she was, I don't know if she had a kid recently or not, but I know she was.
Yeah, she did. She had another one that
recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
That kid has what? No future. It's going to be their only happiness is because you take their serotonin when you give them meth, so it will never have happiness.
Okay.
That kid has no future. The person that tries drugs is never ever going to quit. And if you can't stop doing that, then somebody should cut your tubes.
Who else? He said he's got several people that do not like him.
I don't know specifics. I know, but he doesn't tell me a lot of stuff. He didn't tell me about the fights per se because he knows I flip out. Because I try to stay as close to the letter of the law as I can. So I don't let him text and drive or any of that. I nag him. So he said I would flip out, so he told him not to tell me.
Okay. Anybody else that you could think of that
It's hard to tell with Rick. He doesn't always tell me the truth. There'll be half-truths.
Okay.
I think that either Rick said Rob's ex or vice versa. I don't know. Anyway, Rob runs around telling everyone he's a child molester.
Okay. Yeah, that probably not go over too well for
No, and I don't know what all he really said, but the person who told me that Rob told him wouldn't repeat it. Was bad enough.
Okay.
He called me and he was like, I didn't know he was on the registry. I'm like, he is. But he's like, yeah, this story isn't. I'm like, okay.
What, so anybody else that like he didn't get along with that you?
Robert, that's the right name. He uses heroin.
I don't want to put names in your mouth. I know the Carroll family.
He lives here and he uses heroin?
I don't know if he uses heroin or not. I know of a Carroll that's involved in drug activity.
Okay.
And I don't
Is
know.
Robert the right, do I have the right name?
A Carroll is I know the name Carroll.
Okay.
But is it Jason Carroll?
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
And him and Richard don't belong.
No.
Do you call him Rick or do you call him Richard or Rich or what does he go by typically?
Hubby.
Okay.
Or he goes by Rich, yeah.
Most of his friends call him Rick?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna
Or they call it an asshole.
Okay.
My friends too.
Were there a lot of people that called him asshole?
No, just Pat.
Okay, just
Yeah.
Pat did?
Yeah, Pat. They've been friends for 20 years.
Okay. Just poking fun around at each
Yeah.
other. Okay, gotcha.
Because he kind of can be. He doesn't realize sometimes how the things he does are so selfish.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this, what's the issue with Jason?
I think he ripped him off, or I think he ripped him off.
Okay.
Stole some money from him. When he managed the apartments downtown here, he stole the money. He collected all the money from the apartments, and Jason stole all the money.
Okay.
Well, then I didn't know this, and he showed up with a friend of mine at the house, and Rick was in the bedroom, and I was showing him a light my husband made, and he's like, who made this? I'm like, my hubby. And I was showing him, and he's like, what's your name? And I told him, and he ran out the door. I was like, okay. So I walked up to the car, I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, send my friend out here, we gotta go. I'm like, okay, bye. He never did tell me, so I asked Rick, I'm like, okay, so what happened with this guy? He ran out the door. As soon as I said your name, he ran for it. Literally ran to the car. I was like, okay. He said that he threatened to kill him.
What, Rick threatened to kill him?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
He's like, you're scared of me.
All right.
And we ran into him, like, it's funny because I never seen him before that. We ran into him like a month later at Walmart. And I'm like, Rick's in the car. He's like, oh. He's like, tell him I want to talk to him. I'm gonna mention this. I'm like, okay. So I went to tell Rick, and we came back. He was gone. I'm like, okay. I don't know why he just didn't say, hi, I gotta go by. Instead of pretending like he went in fences.
Now I'm gonna kind of switch gears with you a little bit. Where does Rick typically hang out? Like where?
At Homer Walmart, literally.
Homer Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, anytime he's ever left me, he goes to Walmart,
Okay,
and he's back. I mean, Tyson's Walmart. That's it.
Okay.
And if he's not there, the one time we had a fight, he must have been already calmed down before he even left the house. So he drove an hour to go get me a Star shelf that's in the bathroom. He drove an hour away to get it, he was gone 2 hours. So he drove there to get the shelf and then back. It's like, okay. By the time he got back, I was so pissed off. So it took me another hour of nailing things to the ceiling before, and we had 10 on the ceiling, so that's why I say that. It took me another hour before I was calm. But he got back and brought me the shelf. I took it out of his hands and I'm like, okay. And I put it in the bathroom, and I walked back out, and I pretended like I was mad, but I wasn't.
so Walmart or Tyson's, anywhere else that he frequents, like,
Just-
restaurants or anything like that?
Gas stations, maybe?
Nope, we go to Quick Trip a lot for slushies, because the blue and red. Restaurants, we don't eat out, I cook. So, we've eaten out probably 3 times at the Chinese place in Tyson's parking lot. We'll get Culver's a lot, because we take care of a guy with ALS, and he likes Culver's, so we'll get that. But we're burnt out on that. McDonald's occasionally. Burger King's his new favorite. I think we got it like 4 times in the last 3 months.
Okay,
But typically,
but not
I cook.
typical for him to, like, frequent one location or aside from Tyson's and Walmart?
No.
What about, like, going to see his family? How frequently did he go see his family?
Without me in 3 years, 1 time, and that's because I was with my daughter and he took my future son-in-law with him to the farm.
Okay,
And otherwise, he doesn't.
that was just go see his dad?
No, not usually without me, no.
Okay, but that time was just go see his dad?
No, they went to work on the tractor. They had to finish taking apart the engine of it so they could get taken in and rebuilt. So they
Okay.
took Adam with, and then they ended up working on my nephew's car. He had a moron, and he needed, something like that. What was it? I ordered the part for him too. Something, he needed to do, I can't think of it, the pipes, exhaust.
Exhaust, okay.
And they put that on, and that was just, he said it was easy because it was just 1, 2 bolts, and that was it.
Okay, and like, what
And Adam did that while he worked on the tractor. And then they went out on the boat fishing. I was mad because I got back, I rushed to get back to see him because it was Cranfest. That was one and only time he left, and that's because my daughter came down for Cranfest. So his mom, his sister, and I, and 2 of our friends, and my daughter, we all went to Cranfest shopping, got home, and I was so excited to see him. And Jeffrey's like, he just pulled out with the boat behind us here. I'm like, I didn't get to see him. No. And they went out for like an hour.
so you said before he worked on the farm as well.
Mm-hmm. And he used to drive the Amish too.
Was the farm close?
I don't really know, that was pre-me,
Okay,
so I don't know.
so he wasn't working on the farm while you guys were together?
No,
How long have you guys been together?
3.5 years.
3.5 years, and is that when you guys got married, or?
No, we got married July 4th, 2021.
Okay. Has he ever walked away or been gone for a period of time that you didn't know of before in the past?
Oh, no, I don't know, sorry.
Okay.
Since
What
we've
about
been together, no.
Since you've been together?
No. He might have in the past, because he, yeah.
So this is not like normal
No.
that
He,
you've
in
experienced?
the first, let's see, in our first 3 years together, he left me 2 times for 2 hours. The second time he played that song for me, Crazy Girl by Eli Young. Sometimes I just gotta walk away.
Okay.
And that's because he gets afraid, we react differently, because I want to fix it right away. He's afraid that I'm going to say something and he's going to get upset and he's going to say something back. So he walks away.
Okay.
And that drives me crazy because we both hate being left. So it just makes me crazy now. He does to me the things he would hate if I did to them.
How would you describe your guys' relationship?
Strong.
Strong? Okay.
He's my rock. He's patient, I'm not. But I'm faithful and loyal. He is so patient though. He tolerated so much from me. I I moved out of our bedroom the first week, 3 times, because I get scared and I want to run. But I told him, I'm like, I promise you, I'm not going to. I'm going to move my stuff out of the other room, but that's just me doing something that gives me some form of control, because all my boyfriends in the past have been psychos. So if I pack my stuff and move it out, it keeps my mind busy, it keeps my hands busy, and then I process things and I think things through and I decide why I'm upset. Usually I figure out that I overreacted and I'm being retarded, and I go and jump on his lap and pounce on him and give him a kiss and tell him I'm sorry. He's like, I know. He's like, you weren't going anywhere. So, and now he knows that. It's like he can read my mind already. He already knows I'm not going anywhere. So I'm like, I'm not going. He's like, I know.
Are you guys staying in the same room currently, or are you guys?
Oh, yes, I just moved it into every I never stayed in there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I did 3 times that first week, once a week after that, and then I'm like, honey, you know what, it's been 3 months. And he's like, what? He's like, our anniversary is a couple months ago. I'm like, yeah, I haven't moved out in 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah, and now I have not moved out, and I told him, I said, when we get married, I can't move out, and that's why I got, yeah.
So no, like, issues as of recently between the two of you?
No.
Okay.
I get kind of picky, and he thinks I'm being grumpy. I told him, I said I'm grumpy because I think we can do better. Because there are times that I think that we waste precious time, and I think that's a gift. And I get in my head, and then I think, okay, I'm wasting time. And instead of not wasting time, I ponder it in my head longer, and then I waste more time. And I get mad at myself. And so then I get grumpy, and he thinks I'm grumpy with him. And I'm like, I'm not grumpy with you, I'm grumpy with me because I know we can do better. And I expect more.
Did you happen to see any, like, shirts that were missing that he may be wearing?
I looked because I can't find what shirt it is that I'm missing, because it must be one of the Harley ones, because there are 2 hangers by the Harley shirts that are empty. And I can't think of which one, because he's been wearing the white, orange, and brown one lately.
I was just going to ask you, do you recall any of the colors of the shirts maybe that missing?
I think it's black, and it's got Harley on it. I gotta look at his one tank top that's gone, because he wears a tank top underneath, and he used to wear white beaters, but then I got him a Harley tank top in Vegas. And now he only wears them because he's got a bunch of them, and he's got one I got in lacrosse. And it looks like a girly one, it's navy blue with stars on it, and we got matching ones.
Okay.
I think that one is actually gone, because the gray one from Kentucky is still here. T-shirts, I think it's a black one. I'd have to look to analyze and figure out which one.
Yeah, if you could do that later on.
He's been wearing the white, brown, and orange ones. That one's not gone, it's hanging up still.
Okay. The shoes
But
before.
he doesn't have his denture cream, and he does have dentures.
He's got dentures? Okay.
And his cream is, you don't have.
Uppers and lowers?
Yep, and he
Okay.
still has a powder with him. And
Okay.
he can't eat, yeah, he has to put in the powder, usually about noon he does it, because after he finishes his coffee, because he'll eat like one, he'll put in the powder, and then about 7, 8, depending on how late we eat, depending on where we're at, between 7 and 10 he'll put it in again, and he can't eat if it doesn't, because it'll drop out.
Okay.
And then
And that's still at the house, that's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's one in the general bathroom, I guess, there's one in the bathroom in our room, and I always keep one in my bag.
What about his dentures? Were they at the house, or were they?
Oh, he never really takes them out.
Okay.
He kind of, yeah. I mean, I've seen them out in the entire time we've been together, except for when he put the cream in, or the powder in. I've seen them out twice, maybe,
Okay.
because it'll get sore underneath and takes them out. That's, yeah, otherwise I've never seen them out.
Okay. You said he's got kids, correct?
No, he doesn't.
No kids?
No, I do.
Oh, you have kids, okay. Are they close with Rick at all, or do you know Rick
Both of them,
well?
yes, yes.
Okay.
My daughter's in Minnesota, she used to be here more often, but she runs her own Olive Garden, so I don't
Okay.
really see her much anymore.
What's her name?
Miranda.
Miranda.
Mm-hmm. Although her fiance is close with Rick. At our wedding, he caught the garter, and at the beginning of the wedding, well, him and Rick were drinking Goldschlager before the wedding, and they drank a whole bottle of the two of them together. And he's like, whatever buttons Rick unbuttons, I'm unbuttoning. So by the end of the night, Adam had my garter on as a sweatband,
and he had all of those buttons unbuttoned. And they lit off fireworks together, and Adam flipped over a firework and ended up shooting it at my leg, and somehow it did not catch my wedding dress on fire. But I went and took it off after that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take my dress off because we managed to not. We left on the motorcycle. We left on his blue Harley from Waterfall, Maryland, and got home without ruining my dress. And fireworks shot me twice without ruining my dress on like a day to go off before I catch on fire.
So
So they're closed.
your son-in-law, that's that Adam that he took down to the farm to look at
Yes.
the tractor? What's Adam's last name?
I even have his name on. I don't know why I can't think now. I'm bad with names as it is, but I have him on Facebook. Any other time I can think of it. I think you should just take my daughter's last name.
Let me ask you this. You don't have to worry about that for now.
You sure?
Yeah, that's fine.
He lives with my daughter.
Okay.
Do you need her number?
We'll get it in a minute.
Okay.
Let me ask you this regarding, so he came back at 10:30 and he's not there. The vehicles are there, the Harleys are there. Does he ever get picked up by anybody or get rides with anybody?
His dad was saying he does, but not really.
Have you ever seen him get a ride with somebody?
I guess I have rarely.
Who like picked him up, do you
See,
know?
Thorne is the one his mom does.
Okay. And Thorne is one of his good friends?
Yeah, Thorne Whitey.
Okay. And does Thorne live here?
He lives in Alma Center.
Alma Center. And you've talked to Thorne?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I talked to him in 2 weeks.
He hasn't talked to Rick in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Hasn't heard anything from him?
Last time he did, he gets mail at the house. Rick called him up at the house about the mail at the house.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
Was Rick fairly active on his phone? Like, did he talk a lot?
Oh, yeah,
or-
he's connected to his phone,
Okay.
literally. I mean, it's a big joke. He says he's not, but yeah, he is. Because you never see, I'm like, I like this. What were we doing one day? He had the phone down. I'm like, I like this. I'm like, I just know what the top of your head looks like. I know every wrinkle. After he was down on his teeth, and I'm like, oh, the whole time. And if he's not, we're playing Call of Duty, at which point I don't get to see his eyes because we're still looking at TV. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So on his, like, is he mostly like on social media? Is he
No, he will scroll through videos and
like
he loves,
YouTube?
Facebook videos, and he loves like news and stuff.
Okay.
And I love that too, but he'll be like, oh, so-and-so got arrested.
Talking more local news or national news? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so,
But he does a lot of videos, and he likes that comedian, where the guy comes in and his car is broken and he needs something, and she's like, great, another $650. She's like, I wish you brought me like you did that car. And he posted that video on his Facebook.
okay, so was he active on Facebook, fairly active?
Yes.
Have you seen, I'm guessing you guys are kind of friends together on Facebook as
Yes.
well? Have you seen him post anything recently?
No, but he doesn't typically.
Okay.
I posted to him, and I even tagged him in.
Okay. Was that recent?
Last night.
Last
And
night.
that picture that said that, I wish I'd met him sooner so I could love him longer.
Okay. And you haven't heard anything from him back, no reply or anything?
No, and that's not normal, because he loves to argue. He swears he doesn't, but he loves to argue with me. Yeah, I don't like to argue. I prefer to, if we can debate, I'm good with that. But if we're going to argue and I feel on the spot, then I feel the need to prove myself right. And 99% of the time when we argue, I'm right. Because he told me, he's like, yeah, you can't get plates at the Cynics there in town. Yes, you can. He's like, no, you can't. I just went got some last week. He's like, no, you can't. Okay, let's call him. Call him on speaker. I'm like, so do you guys do plates there? Yes, we do. Okay, thank you.
And you said your son, Jeffrey, and Jeff lives with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Does Jeff have a significant other or anything
Yes,
like that? Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
And does she live with you guys too, or?
Yes, we call it living. We see her once in a while.
Does she stay there quite a bit, or?
Oh, no, she lives there, but we just don't see her because she doesn't come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it come out of her room, or
Yeah.
she stays in her room?
Yeah.
So there's 4 of you guys that live at the house?
Yes.
Okay.
We try to forget she's there.
Okay. Don't really,
She's done that.
don't really care for Savannah too much?
No.
Oh, they've been dating
2019.
since 2019.
Yeah, they're allegedly engaged. We had my daughter's engagement party, and my son announced in the middle of it that all of us are engaged or married now, and I'm like, okay, when did this happen? Yeah. He's like, a long time ago, we just didn't tell you.
So it was a surprise to Mom.
I figured they're gonna have a wee baby.
Okay. So how's Jeff, do you call him Jeff or do you call him
Jeff.
Jeffrey? How's Jeffrey's and Rick's relation?
They get along, sometimes better than we do, because, yeah, Jeffrey is just, yeah, he's actually the one who tells me sometimes, calm down, he loves you. Like the one day, he barricaded me out of the room, and I'm like, I was so mad, because he had my things. And Jeffrey's like, Mom, he just doesn't want you to pack and go. I was like, okay. And then I went and I took a bath, and about a half hour later, got out of the bathtub, and I ran in pounce time. So when I realized things, and I realized I'm overreacting, yeah, because we base everything in our life on our past. So that's...
So did Jeffrey and Rick ever do stuff together, like?
They do. They play video games. Sometimes I think he likes to play more with them, so sometimes I'll just start cleaning and then all this, and then as long as we're still talking, then I'll stay out.
Jeffrey is born in 2000, correct?
Yep, he'll be
So
23.
it's gonna be 23 soon.
They have this thing with fireworks together.
Okay. No argument or tension between the two of them? It's just
Never.
a pretty good relationship between the two of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Never arguing, you said?
Never.
Okay. Does Jeffrey have a vehicle at all?
He has the white one, yeah.
Okay. Have you seen Jeffrey drive Rick at all, or?
Yes, they went one time and they went to get a mini bike. They went in the car together. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Jeffrey was sleeping and, yeah.
Was Jeffrey home when you left to go to your
Yes.
girlfriend's place?
Yes.
And so he was home the whole time?
Yep.
And
Well, I don't know for sure on that one, but I assume so.
Did Jeffrey leave at all? Like, do you know?
That's what I said. I assume so. I don't know.
Okay. What about Savannah, you said?
Yeah, she doesn't leave without him.
And she would?
He doesn't even get to walk to the car without her, yeah.
Okay. But they were home when you left to go to your girlfriend's place?
Yes.
Right? And then,
But they are no help because our room is soundproof.
okay,
It is completely soundproof.
okay. How's it soundproof? Like, just
The way he insulated it, it is soundproof.
Okay,
I could scream a bloody murder out there, and I have, because I knocked the ladder off. We have a loft in there. I knocked the ladder down, and it went down 2 stories, and I screamed because I couldn't get down from there, and I had a hip and ankle, and I broke every bone, so I'm like, I can't get down, and no one heard me. There were 2 people in that living room. Thorne was in there, Pat was in there, Rick was in there. No one heard me. I screamed. Finally, I took a cake that goes in the grill. I sat there and banged. No one heard me.
Star tells this story as an anecdote about a broken ladder and a bad fall. But the detail itself, that their bedroom is built well enough that screaming from inside it goes completely unheard by people in the next room, becomes considerably harder to hear as a throwaway detail once the rest of this case comes into focus.
that loud, nobody can hear you
Nothing.
from your guys' room?
Yeah, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of scary because I thought, I made the comment to my daughter, I'm like, okay, this is not good. If it turns out that he's a serial killer, just like everyone else in my house, he could kill me and no one's going to hear it. That was scary because I'm like, yeah. And then I didn't mean for my son to hear that, but then I'll notice that,
Because we were talking about Rick and stuff.
Yep, and I noticed my son, like, a couple of times that we had a fight, an argument, and we don't have a physical fight, but the only thing he's ever done is he slammed his phone down one time. He was mad at me because Pat was in the living room. Well, first Pat came in that day, and he came into the bedroom, and I was changing, and I got pissed. Well, then I have a Wonder Woman room, which is my sewing room, and I was in there singing, and Pat opened up the door and sat on the bed. And I'm not okay with that, because I don't ever sit on the couch or the bed next to a guy, because I don't want him to ever think all his girlfriends cheated. I don't want him to ever think that, and I don't want him to think that I would, and I don't want the guy to think that there was ever, so it's not proper. So I got pissed at him, and I told him, A, you don't walk in a closed door, and it would be the second time you did it. And I'm like, B, you don't sit by me on the bed. So anyway, he was helping Rick, they were working on the shed. I think they were extending the top shelf out further so he could put more stuff up above. So he went back up to help them work. Well, then they're in the living room a little while later. He's like, woman, get your man some food. I'm like, oh no, you just didn't do that. I cook, but I cook because I choose to, not because I have to, because I'm the woman. I do because I enjoy caretaking. I love taking care of. So I was pissed off. Rick got mad at me, and he took his phone out, slammed the phone down, and broke it. So we didn't get a new phone that day. Yeah. So that's the only time he's ever even close to there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you got home at about 10:30-ish, was your son and Savannah still at the house at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, Lisa, I didn't really pay attention when I got there. I was excited to get home to my husband, because till noon is our time. We don't usually talk on the phone. He plays his games, I clean, and it's our time. That way, it's quality time. So usually I curl back in bed and cuddle with him. So I get his coffee, and before I got him 1 cup, I would curl back in bed and cuddle with him, and every half hour while he was sleeping, I go check the coffee and go warm it up again. And now I got him a Yeti cup, so we don't have to worry about that. But I was looking forward to running and jumping in bed and cuddling with him.
So when you couldn't
So I
find
didn't
him,
pay attention to where my son was.
did you let your son know and Savannah know, hey, I can't find Rick?
Yes. That probably, and that was time, but that probably would have been about 11:30.
Okay.
Because I walked around back and forth thinking
And then what happened?
he said he probably went to town. Like, okay, well, that's kind of funny, because he took the vehicle to go to town. And he's like, well, maybe somebody came and got him. Okay, so who came and got him then? And he didn't have an answer for me.
He didn't have an answer for you?
No, I'm like, okay, that's not the usual.
Okay.
And it's not. He doesn't do that. He likes to have the car or truck, or the car or the bike, because then he has control. He can leave, yeah.
So
He likes control.
So Jeffrey said he probably went to town, probably got picked up by somebody, but didn't know
No,
who.
no, because he doesn't do that, so
What about Savannah? Did she say anything?
she's, yeah.
Didn't say much?
She just sits there like she's done lunch. That's what
Okay.
she did. So I didn't really think I wanted her to say that, so I was trying to avoid saying something that is on the record.
Yeah,
and
I get it. I get it. I understand. So did Jeffrey and Savannah then start looking around for Rick and,
And then I think it was about then that, no, okay. I checked his tablet because, to see if his Google location was on there.
okay,
Because he had that, and we have like 360, but that's been off. His has been paused.
okay.
So,
Is that normal?
yeah, so she's had that pause for a while. But what I noticed that was the weird part is that, like, when it's paused, it says paused, but his says GPS location off. It doesn't say pause, it says off.
Okay.
And his mom said that it's been like that for a while, and I guess I didn't notice that, but I don't think it was.
Who's all part of the 360?
His mom, his sister, me, him, and our 3 nephews.
Okay.
But I swear his is paused, and, because you can go in and pause it, but this one said it doesn't say pause. And mine up until then said pause, but I realized then that with him gone, that they needed to know where I was, so that they, yeah. So I turned back on, but mine said paused, his said off.
Okay.
It didn't say paused. It said GPS, see, mine only said location paused. His says GPS location off.
And still off, so.
Yep, and see, off, in my opinion, means you've got it off, like your location is
Well,
not
it's kind of
on.
like when you said before, you tried calling them several times, right? And it just went straight to voicemail?
And his is always on. In fact, my daughter calls his phones more than she ever calls mine, because she'll call mine 2 or 3, and I won't answer it. She'll call his. She'll be like, your daughter's on the phone, call your daughter. I can't get a hold of one guy, but I don't think he'd let him use the Camaro in the snow, so
Okay.
I think that's a possibility. But at the drop of a hat, he can stop by, grab the keys, and yeah.
What about, have there any of his buddies that you tried contacting that you weren't able to get a hold of, or?
Jim is the only one who hasn't answered, to my knowledge.
Is he the one with the Camaro?
Mhm.
His name's Jim?
Yeah. I've got to figure out his last name, and I know his last name. Windsor. I actually got that one.
So is Jim's the only one that you couldn't get a hold of?
Yep, because Steve and I talked weirdly, I've asked him, I'm like, have you heard anything? He's like, no.
You said mom is alive still, dad's alive,
Mhm.
and then sister,
He's got 2, but he
Two
doesn't
sisters.
speak to the one. Yeah.
the one he does not speak to?
No, they haven't spoken in 20 years.
Okay. Is there a reason why they haven't spoken in 20 years?
I don't know what the real reason is. Actually, she doesn't speak to any of her family. I guess she's an angry lesbian.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the only reason I've given. Yeah, I knew her before I met him, because she actually was friends with my brother,
Okay.
and my sister-in-law at that time did take care.
And she's just not,
Yeah, she even her own kids don't speak to her. Yeah.
okay. Any like fallout, like what was the big fallout with the family, like just, or she
It was
just got
pretty mean,
along?
so I
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And the relationship with his mom and dad, pretty good?
His dad is hard on him. He's always looking for acceptance from his dad. Yeah, because his dad never told me he did a good job, so he always goes out of his way to try to impress his dad. It's hard, but I love his dad, so I'm like, okay, I see both ways. But he says I'm worse than him, so I have no boundaries. So we go over there, and I'm like, okay, we're only staying a couple hours. 4 hours later, I'm still cleaning the house on my hands and knees, and he's like, yes, thought we weren't staying very long.
Any cousins or aunts and uncles that he's?
No,
with?
his mom's side, his aunt is Bond and Uncle Gary, is it Gary? Gary and Bond. They live in Galesville. She has Alzheimer's. We talk to them kind of often, but not really. He's got another aunt and uncle I haven't met. Yeah. There's lots of family things. In fact, him and his sister that we do speak to didn't speak until him and I got together, because his mom came and got me for Girls' Weekend for the Cranberry Fest that first year, and then his sister and I became close and realized she had a domestic, and she was always calling for advice and help on that, and I was her advocate, and I would go to court and stuff with her.
Okay.
And then through me, they started talking again.
And you do advocacy work?
Mhm.
Okay.
So through me, him and his sister started talking again, and yeah, now we do lots of family. In fact, this year was a huge family, because it was like my daughter, her fiance, and my son and his, and then his sister and her kids, and his mom, and then both of us.
And did I hear you right before you do a nonprofit?
Yes.
What is it that you all do with that? Is that?
I help people with advice, because I'm better giving it than taking it. Support for court, help with paperwork, finding resources. They used to do a lot of radio shows, books. Yeah, I did a radio show 5 days a week.
Okay. Is it mostly domestic related stuff? Is that what?
Child abuse, domestic violence, trafficking. Yeah, we had a male survivor show.
Okay. I was going to ask you a question that escapes me right now.
What's the name of your nonprofit?
Voices Amplified.
Voices Amplified? All right. And then like I said, sometimes I have a hard time hearing. You said that he was close with an aunt and an uncle from Galesville.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get their names right? Gary and Vaughn?
Yvonne.
Yvonne.
And I'm not sure I'm Gary, because that's not, I think that's right. Yvonne sticks in my head, and that's because we took her to Cranberry Fest that first year, and she disappeared, and we found her with a cop. She's asking where to buy weed.
She's asking the cop where to buy weed?
Yes. Yeah,
Probably not
Well,
good.
he probably knows, but I don't know that he's gonna.
And nevertheless, oh my God. And the funny thing was is that her kids said she hadn't smoked weed in 40 years, so where she has, Alzheimer's or dementia, and, I guess it was getting pretty bad because, she just disappeared and took off wandering and somehow ended up way across the whole thing by the car. And when she was by the car, she was talking to a cop and asked him where to buy weed, and he ended up bringing her to the hut where you report someone missing. So he brought her up there, and it's like, okay.
Sure.
I think what she really intended on doing was going to get CBD because she was talking about that. I don't know if somehow the dementia made her start thinking about smoking pot, which she had done in like 40 years again. I don't know.
I tend to think of pot when I think of CBD too, but.
Now, I want to ask you, probably a little bit touchier subject on it, if you just want to ignore that. Without alarming you, I guess, any firearms that he has access to? Does he have any firearms?
He doesn't have any in the house, but there are allegedly, and that's because I hear things and he doesn't tell me a lot of things. Someone has one that he had that's supposed to be his grandfather's, I think, that someone was holding for him. And I think that's because he had one before in the house, and his ex stole it, or he was worried about her stealing it, so he keeps it out of the house because A, I can't have it in the house, and B, I don't think he can either, and it was so nobody stole it because it's.
And I'm not looking to get you jammed up at all. I just want to know if he's got access to a firearm, and if he does,
He has more resources half the time than I realize.
Okay.
So he.
What kind of firearm did he have access to for the grandfathers or whatever it is? Do you know?
I never even saw it.
Is it a handgun or?
I believe so. I didn't see
Okay.
it, so I don't know. I know that his mom has one that's his grandfather's that I asked my probation if I could have because it doesn't have a firing pin.
Okay.
And she never did answer me, so I went with, we're going to go with no, because I Googled it, and some people get in trouble for it, and some people don't. Because it technically isn't a gun because you can't fire it, but it's technically close enough to a gun, then I'm like, I don't want prison time for it.
Right.
But he has, there are lots of people he knows that have guns that if he really wanted one, he could access.
Nothing you guys had in the house that he would, for safety or anything like that, any?
Not that I know of,
Personal protection.
because I'm one who, I walk around and I find bullets and I take them out of the house. And he's like, where do my bullets go? Yes, they don't belong in the house. I'm not going to prison for them.
What kind of bullets, you know?
No, I don't.
Big,
They were,
small.
some of them were shotgun ones or rifle ones because they were the ones in the box, they were the shells. They were red. I didn't really pay attention to what they were. All I saw was, I'm not going to prison for that. And, yeah, I don't want any in the house. And the other ones were small. They were like, they looked like they might be 22. I don't know what a 9 looks like, so I had an expert in 16.
You were in the service, right?
Yes, but I don't know what a 9 bullet looks like. So I don't know. It looked smaller. To me, it looked like it was 22, but I don't know for sure.
Smaller caliber?
Yeah, it just looked like it was smaller than my pinky.
Okay.
Closer like to the pen thing, yeah. So
Okay.
I think that's a 22, and I don't know any smaller ones than that.
Okay. But you haven't seen a firearm that you had in the house or? that
No,
you
but I'm
had?
finding that, yeah, my son was going through last night, we were trying to find out if there was any in there, because somebody had said something about a gun he had in there, and like, so he was looking. I have not found the gun. My son said he has a shit ton of ammunition, which pisses me off, because I'm like, so the dog died, it was a year ago. It was a year ago. What was the date? What was the date on Tuesday? It was a year ago Wednesday that both dogs died because we were in Vegas, and my son called and he was like, Bridget had a heart attack. And Bridget was his because he had the mom and the dad. Well, the dad was Jack Russell Terrier, and the mom was Chihuahua, and she had a puppy, Buster. Buster adopted me when we got together, and he was our ring bearer and everything. But Feisty was his. He had him for, Bridget. He had Bridget for 11 years. He had Feisty for 9 years. And Buster died the day before my birthday, November. We went to Vegas the end of February, beginning of March. So it would have been the 3rd that my son called, and Bridget died. She had a heart attack. Well, first he called me, he's like, I think Tuck's killed her. I'm like, oh my God, do not say something like that in front of somebody. I'm like, why do you think that? Because my pit bull is very friendly. In fact, the Jack Russell Terrier would attack him, and he'd hold him down. He would lick you to death if somebody breaks in. I'm like, why would you say it? Because her hair was out. Okay. It turned out she had a heart attack. So I'm crying, I'm hysterical. A couple hours later, we get a call from my son again. I'm like, okay. He's like, well, both dogs went outside. He's like, I gotta talk to you. Both dogs went outside, and there was a car, and I'm like, oh my God, you're not doing this. I'm like, okay, do I smoke pot? And I take the camera. I'm like, this can't be happening. You're not calling to tell me we lost away 3 dogs, and now 2 of them are dead. Or 3 of them, because I wasn't even sure if he was telling me only 1 of them died. And it turned out it was Feisty. It was his dog. It was the one he had tattooed on his back. I couldn't tell him at first, and we were at his friend Donnie Shahan, who used to live here, and Susan, I can't remember what her last name is, but they were from here. And I called her in the kitchen. I'm like, I don't know how to tell him that Feisty is dead, and that they both died, because when I went to jail for my DUI, we had 5 dogs together. The one died St. Patrick's Day. It will be a year ago, St. Patrick's Day now. And the one died day before my birthday, and then 2 of them died March 3rd. And yeah, I'm like, I don't know how to tell him that, because I'm like, I was so scared he was going to hate me, and he was going to blame me because they were his babies. He wanted to go home right away. I'm like, you don't want to go home right away. You're not going to want to be in that house. We left with 4 dogs. We're going to go home and have 1 dog. No, you don't want to go in that house. And I said, give me 1 more day. And if after a day you still want to go home, we'll go home. And I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think you want to be there. And so we stayed 2 more days. And then we went home. We got home and he couldn't even go in our bedroom. He couldn't even walk in there. And when we got home, he wanted me to get the collar off the dog. He got ran over. And the guy found him in the road, and he threw him in the ditch where he left him all day. My son was looking for him and found him. But he wanted me to take the collar off him, and he wanted me to make sure it was really him. So I grabbed them both out of the freezer, my son, and put them where they sat, literally until about 2 months ago, before we could, he didn't want to take him to the bed yet, and I'm like, okay, he's like, well, there's hamburger in the freezer. Yeah, there is, but I have to lift up 2 dogs, and my son wrapped Bridget up with all her blankets, so she was wrapped in 4 blankets in the freezer, and then she froze stiff with her legs out, so they took up half the freezer. I'm like, I'm not lifting 2 dogs out to get a hamburger meat. I just as soon just buy a hamburger meat at Walmart again. And we finally took them.
Took them into the vet?
Yep, it's getting cremated.
What'd you do with the remains?
This question is technically about a family dog, but watch how naturally Star answers it. Cremation, keeping small mementos, exactly where the remains are kept in the house. Detectives asking about pet remains this early isn't incidental. It's a low-stakes way to observe how someone talks about death and remains before the conversation moves anywhere more serious.
Cremated.
Did you keep them like in a mantle or?
Feisty is sitting right next to where his case is for the thing. And I got 2 footprints.
And that was still there?
The one's not in my person.
That was still there, that you saw?
Yes.
Okay.
And he had me take the collar off when we got there.
And that was his favorite dog, right?
That was his, yeah.
That was his baby?
Yeah. He sat there and he cried the whole way home. And I tried to get his ex's husband had one of the other puppies from them, because we had Buster, and he died of kidney failure in November. And I tried to call them to see, because they had Bridget Feisty's puppies, to see if they had one, or maybe if their puppy had puppies, so we could get one like that. And then we got home, and he started looking for dogs right away. I'm like, that's a mistake, because you're going to try to find a dog that's exactly like him. And he tries. We've got, we're back to 4 again, possibly working on 5. But Jeffrey said the other day, he said his smile died when the dog died. And I realized he was right, because that was through everything he went through, the dog was his rock. It was the one thing that didn't leave him. And I told him, I said, when he died, I said, that was the one thing before me that didn't leave you. But I'm not ever leaving you. I'm not giving up. I'm like, you're a pain in the butt. I said, I know all your flaws, and I said, I still love you. I said, I'm not giving up on you. So you may be gone, but I'm not leaving you. And like, so you still have me. But he was lost, because that dog was, it was his whole world. And we're big animal lovers, but some people you can tell really do. And it's like, that was the only time we went anywhere with that dead dog. So for a long time, I thought he blamed me for it, because we didn't take him to Vegas. And he made the comment, and my son apparently thought he blamed him for it. I told Jeffrey the other day, I said, you know what, I said, I don't think Rick blames you, but I think you need to forgive yourself, because I said, you haven't let go of it, because you're the one thinking he's just sitting there all sad, so that means that's what you're thinking too, so you need to forgive yourself for that. But he opened the door, somebody was knocking, he opened the door, the dogs ran out, the truck went by. And he screamed at the dog, and he's like, I didn't say both dogs' names at the same time. And I'm like, you couldn't have, you can't say, you can only say one name at a time. It doesn't matter how you would have done that, you can only say one. But he's like, I only said one. He's like, the dog stopped, and the other one got his coat ran over. But he has 5 huge ashes on his bedside table with the collar I took off, just above there. And at night, he takes off his wedding ring, and he puts it between the collar and the tin. And then Bridget sits on the desk, and the Buster slips on my vanity on my side.
Was his wedding ring still there that you saw? The wedding ring was still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other, like, jewelry or anything that he typically wore?
He wears a necklace. He wears a necklace. It was my necklace. I put it on him one time. Wait, I actually didn't even really give it to him. I wore it all the time. It was heavy. And I cleaned it, and I'm like, feel how heavy this is. So I put it around his neck to show him how heavy it was. And yeah, he never took it off. In fact, the one time he took it off to let me clean it, I was in the middle of cleaning it, and he comes and then he's like grabbing it out of my hand and trying to put it on, and it still had, because I cleaned it with toothpaste, it still had toothpaste on it. So he puts it on with the toothpaste, and he gets in the shower to wipe the toothpaste off the necklace, because he wasn't going to let me have it long enough for me to take it back.
And is that no at the house, or is it?
He never took it off, literally.
Okay.
When I cleaned it after that, he made me clean it on his neck. He was afraid I was going to drop it back.
Where do you think Rick may have gone? If you were to tell me where
I don't know, it's hard to, I have no idea.
Okay.
The first thing, my first thought, he loves to play Captain Sabo.
Captain Sabo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll follow you.
Yeah, he loves to play Captain Sabo. So, so I have these bitches all the time messaging me that my husband is sleeping with them, and he gets mad at me because he's like, you believe them? I'm like, no, I don't believe them. I said, your problem is you open us up for this. I said, if I'm not telling you the truth, if you don't, I said, you open me up for that. I said, but if you tell me the truth, I will never, ever believe someone else over you. I don't care if I see it black and white. I can see a cop standing right there. You can tell me a cop, I can see it, and you can tell me there's not one standing there. I'm going to believe you, because I made a promise to that. So, then like, you open us up when I say, so what happened here? I'll be like, so this bitch messaged me and said this, and you're like, well, I didn't see her. Except she knows the exact details, so I know that's not true. But it took me a while to figure out that he needs to feel needed. Part of the whole thing with his dad is he needs someone to meet him. And I intimidate him, because I'm independent and I hate to ask for help. So he needs someone to meet him. So then they'll just, do cigarettes or something, could be like that, and it makes it feel better.
Was he unfaithful, or?
No, they always like to say that.
Okay.
But, and I have a hard time with that. It took me a while to figure that out. Then he sat down one day and he said, everything I do is for you. And when he gets mad, he'll say things. Because when girls like, yeah, he's divorcing you when you go to prison. So, and that was hard to hear. And he's like, believe what you want. And he gets mad at me if I believe it. And I think part of it is it's hard. I think part of it was a test to see if I would believe it when I said it, kind of thing.
And this has come from different women that were saying that
Yes,
to you?
but the one is a big mouth, and I asked him, and I think what he did is, I think he actually intentionally did that, so she would say that,
Okay.
to see if I trusted it. If that makes sense.
How did these women get your number to tell you, or did they text your husband?
No, they sent it to me. It's not hard to find mine when it's on my Facebook.
Oh, I suppose it's through Facebook. It's
Yeah.
not directly to your number, it's just through Facebook.
No, my number's on there.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so that's how they get your number.
Yep. And they
Okay.
do that, I think he does that on purpose, because the one I asked him, I'm like, okay, she's a big mouth, because she's listed in my phone as big mouth. So I'm like, why would you do that? And unless you wanted me to intentionally hear that. And I think he wants me to intentionally hear that, because to see if I trust him.
And what's
Because he
her
wants to
name?
see if I'll be like, Roxanne.
Roxanne?
Yeah.
Is she from this area?
Yeah.
What's Roxanne's last name?
Fight.
Roxanne White?
Yep.
Okay,
He blocked her because she sent me the messages.
okay.
He told her to delete them and block them. Even though he denied that he did that, he's like, but I didn't sleep with her. And I believe that. I know in my heart that's true. That's why I think he does that, just for it to get back to me, just to see if I trust him.
Okay.
That might not make sense, but it's important for him, it's important to trust him. So that's why, that per se, that's why I waited. Because I was trying to do what he wants me to do. I told him, I said, I'm a work in progress at time, so I'm trying to do this differently. So I didn't say anything. I was waiting for him to get home. I was trying really hard to be patient. So I'm not patient.
So where do you think he may have gone? You said, you told
At
me
first,
the captain said, oh,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I don't know.
What would you think, or where would you think he'd go? To point us in the right direction, or?
That's the part I don't get, because he never admits to me he does. So he always denies it. And his dad screwed him up so much that he can't ever admit wrong. If he does something wrong, it's only because I did something wrong. It's like, okay, you did that, so I did that just because you did that. I'm like, no, I have the balls to own it. I'm a bitch. I'll say it, but I own it. I have the balls to just say it. Yeah, I did. Just say it. Don't just put it on me, but he's got to put it on me. So he never is, the hardest thing for him to do is be honest. So it's like, everything I've ever figured out about him, I have to piece together. And I told him, I said, you don't ever want me in my head. I said, but you always put me there because he's not good with talking about feelings. And he hates to admit he did anything wrong. So he'll never, and he lies to me about everything, including food share. I'm like, so how much is on there? It can be. So the next day we go shopping and he uses it. I'm like, oh, I said, oh, I thought there was nothing on there. I say, oh, there it is. There's like $10 on there. I'm like, okay. So we get home and I'm curious because I could tell he was lying. I could tell who you are. So I look at the receipt. There's $874 on there. Like, why did you lie to me? I didn't. Okay, it's in black and white right here. Why did you lie to me? I didn't. Okay, so you're telling me that this is lying. Yep. Okay.
So fair to say that Rick had a problem telling the truth?
Yep. And it's like I told him before, I'm like, I said, why you do? Okay, because his exes have stole everything. I mean, literally, he had guns from his grandpa. They stole that. They stole his money. They stole everything. He had to sleep with his wallet in the mattress, not only just in the mattress. It had to, like, I forget how he had it rigged up. But he had to, like, to sleep. He had to worry about his money and, yeah, sleeping on top of it and underneath and, yeah, it's like you worry about everybody taking everything from you. So then you lie about what you have because it's self-protection, self-preservation. I'm like, I get that. But I'm like, I've never taken anything from you. In fact, I give. But, and he occasionally will open up, but when he gets spooked, he lies. And that's So it's like hard to say where he really goes, because he tells me one thing, and I know he's in a different place because someone always seen him at Tyson's. He's like, I was at Walmart. Okay, why do you do that to me? And like, I've tried so hard to trust, and I'm not trusting. It's not in me. And then you tell me you're in one place, and I already know you're in another place. It's like, oh, you're spying me. No. But at this Blacker, everybody, I cannot believe how much everybody gossips here.
So with,
And then he's like, well, that was a different car. And okay, they knew you were going to say that. They took a picture of the license plate, because every time they say he's somewhere, he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you are. And
did he have, like, aside from Walmart and Tyson's, was there a particular area that you were able to see on, like Life 360 over the period of time that you guys been together, of where he would frequently go aside from there?
no, he literally, yeah, I can count on one hand how many times he's ever left me. Literally, and the one time, yeah, he went to Walmart, and where else did he go? He came back with multiple bags. He was at Dollar General, Walmart, the parts store, O'Reilly's. Yeah, he literally, yeah, he'll go to gyms, and they'll sit there and have bullshit.
I'm gonna try to go back to when we were talking about him working out in the shed. Like, what kind of work did he do on the shed?
He had what is that? It does, it's a tool, I can never remember what it is. It looks like a waxer, but longer. It's for, and I have one of them, I don't even know what it is, for wood. Either one of you are helping.
Is it like a sander or?
No, it's like long and.
Is it for woodworking? Is it like
Like a lathe?
No,
that's what I was
it's
saying.
got a ring thing around it. It's like this, seems like it starts with an R,
Like a radial saw, or?
no, it looks like it puts holes in it.
Like a drill press?
I don't know what a drill press is.
A router?
Yes, that.
Okay.
That. I can never remember that.
So did he do woodwork? Is that what he did?
He did. He made lights out of hand-tube beams.
Okay.
So he had that, and he had this thing I found yesterday that I don't know what it is, but you put it around something and it gets the curve right.
Okay.
It looks like one of those things you put your hand on that makes it come to.
Okay, yep. I know what
It's a
you're
blue
talking
thing, and you put it around the thing and it makes the curves.
about. Okay,
Yeah, so you can get trim right. I assume trim right. I don't know if I'm right on
Okay.
that, but yeah. I found
so
those.
he did pretty much woodworking in his
He
shop?
made lights. He's been polishing his bike. He got a polisher that's on a stand thing that, I got a hand one that I do just Corvette Camaro with, but he's got one that is got two ends on it, and it's on a fixed thing, so he's got a stool he sits on, and my dog's out with him, Mosquito, and he supervises, as he calls it.
Did Rick have hair? Like, or was he bald like me?
He's a hair.
He's got hair. The reason why I'm asking it, does he use a brush or a comb?
There's a brush in the bathroom. He keeps it so short, and it's so short right now. It's short.
His hair is very short?
Yeah, it's shorter than his.
Okay.
Probably like, it's shorter than the hair on the side of his.
I was gonna ask you about a toothbrush, but since he's got dentures, there's no teeth to brush.
But the brush is still there in the bathroom.
The brush is still there. Do you think it has some hair still, like, in the brush itself?
No, because he had me cut it a good month ago, real short, so it's beyond short.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so short you can't even run a comb through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
In
And
the,
I tell him it makes him look grayer because it brings out the gray, because he uses that just for men and black stuff. And it works better when it's longer, but when it's short, it's
did he ever get, when he's doing woodworking, did he ever sustain any injuries while he's woodworking? Any, like?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He always, yeah, him and I are both up here. I cut my hands last week 6 different times. I had 2 cuts on one finger. That was at the farm. I'm one of those sympathy. But he got cut all the time, and I would go kiss the boys.
Okay.
If you're going to ask me now when the last time he got cut was,
The reason
he
why,
had a shot towel wrapped around it, and he wasn't even going to tell me what he hurt his hand on. Or you're trying to match his DNA?
Do you still have this? So yeah, anytime when we work in a missing person case, oftentimes we want to get the person's DNA.
In a missing persons case, DNA collection usually serves a straightforward purpose: confirming identity if unidentified remains are ever found. Requesting it this early signals that investigators are already preparing for a scenario where Richard doesn't turn up alive, even while the conversation with Star is still framed around finding him.
If you give me a second, I guarantee I probably creepily have something, because I actually have his hair. It'll take me a while to figure out where it's at, but the first time he cut it, it was long, and he had curls, and he let it grow very long. And so when I was gonna pick it up and he was in the room, and then I started to, and he's like, "What, are you gonna keep my hair?" I'm like, "No." And I turned my head like I wasn't going to. And then when he left the room, I swept it up and I took a lock of hair. And I put it in the locket.
Okay.
And I think it's, I'm pretty sure I have a box on my vanity that has his hair, that has that lock of hair in it, and has every memento from everything, because I'm a sentimental and I keep, I have every ticket from every place we've ever went, everything.
Okay. What about,
And the first time we worked on a car together, I kept the bolt that came off the car.
did you said he wrapped his hand or whatever when he was bleeding? Do you know if that rag like goes into the?
I'm OCD, but I'm trying to think. I have to look through my box. I probably have something goofy like that with it on there. I'm trying to think of what, and I can't write offhand, but I kept everything. I kept every flower he bought me. I got every single one of them, and the one that the petals would fall off before, I kept every petal. I keep everything.
Okay.
So I have to have something, and I have to go through my box, because I've got a box with all our first year ornaments. I have a box with all our first year married ornaments. He has a box under the bed with all his birthday cards.
Did he ever use a toothbrush to scrub his dentures at all? Or
my son is calling.
anything like that? Yeah, you can take it right now. That's fine.
Jeffrey? What? There's a machine gun pointed at the house. Why? Okay, here, hold on.
Why don't you just put him on speaker?
Okay, Jeffrey. Okay, Jeffrey.
Why don't you just put him on speaker?
Why?
Put him on speakerphone, then we can.
Jeffrey.
We can all talk to him.
Okay. I need to
Just
go.
put him on speakerphone.
I need to go to the house.
Just put him on
Put him
speakerphone.
on speakerphone.
Okay. Jeffrey. Hold on. What?
Put him on speakerphone.
Okay, Jeffrey. I don't know. Okay, hold
Just put him
on.
on
Here.
speaker.
Okay, Jeffrey, make sure, okay, I need to go.
Okay, let me see. I'll talk to him.
Please, can I go?
I'll
You
just
said
talk
I'm not
to
a
him.
nervous. Please, can I go?
No, right now, we're gonna just take your phone right now.
Okay, please, can I go? I need to
We're gonna
see
take
my,
your phone right now.
please, I need to see my son.
We're gonna
Okay,
take your phone.
I'll put it on speaker. Can I please put it on speaker? Okay, Jeffrey, you're on speaker. I'm at the police station. Okay.
Hey, Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, you're on speaker. You're on the police station.
Hey, Jeffrey? Hey, my name is Adam Frederick. I'm a special agent with Wisconsin Department of Justice.
Outside? Should I go talk to him? What?
Yeah, why don't you, you can go outside and go talk to him. Just keep your hands up and walk out quietly and just tell him.
Are they giving him this instruction?
Is there other people there?
Should I, give the phone to one of them?
Yeah, you know what? Just keep your phone on you right now.
Can I give you the phone and talk to this guy?
Just keep your hands up and listen to what the cops are saying to you, okay?
What are you looking for?
Can we go out there for you, Bob, to take a second?
Hold on.
Can you tell me the name what you're looking for, at least?
Jeffrey, just, follow the commands of what the officers are telling you. Just exit the house.
Can you talk to him?
Just exit the house, Jeffrey.
He's asking you to talk to him.
Is it all right if I go and tell him to come out?
You listen to the commands of what the officers are telling you. Okay?
So this is all set up.
I got a guy from the police department on the phone.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
My dog.
No, I'm not.
Okay, I just hung it up, okay?
Can
Just sit down and relax, okay?
Okay, can
So, there's a couple things I want to talk to you about,
Okay.
okay? Now, because we're trying to look for Rick,
Okay.
and we're trying to do our best to find him, there's a couple things that you mentioned before about
hold on.
how often, like, he uses, you guys use 360 together and all that good stuff. Now, my question for you.
My house is getting raided and my son and my dogs are there.
Yep,
Okay. And
Yep.
you're arrested.
no,
Can you
No.
take me out, please?
right now, no, we can't, because, I'm gonna be very blunt with you, because I'm a very transparent guy, okay? I think it's important to just be truthful.
Okay.
We have a search warrant for your house, and there's the warrant is executed right now, obviously, okay? So it's gonna be for your house and your property, and it's gonna be, quite a while before people are gonna be able to get back inside the house.
Okay.
Okay, since you've been arrested before, correct?
Yes.
And so you understand that we have a process to do with.
Okay, I'm not gonna go there, but
Okay.
my dogs.
Yeah, the dogs are gonna be taken care of, okay?
Always take care of the dogs. We'll call somebody that, if we can't get a friend or a relative or something like
Okay,
that.
can I call his mom and have him get the dogs?
We will soon, but
Okay.
here's a
Okay.
couple things that I want to talk to you about, because there's a few things that you mentioned during this time that we sat down with you that really are important to us to help find your husband. And one of the things is.
Go and talk to my driver, and then I'll come back and we can talk about this.
One of the things is,
Can I please go?
yeah, you may go, but I'm gonna hold on to your phone, okay?
Okay. Is that just so I come back?
I'd like you to come back, that'd be wonderful if you would.
Okay, and then you'll help me find my husband.
And, well, that's what I'm trying to do, because you're welcome.
Close the listeners.
Yeah, I did, but you weren't putting him on speakerphone, and at the time the cops were having contact there.
Yeah, but he was on speaker when he walked outside the whole time.
But hear me out.
He doesn't
Hear me.
understand, he's gonna think I didn't cooperate. I did
Hear-
pretty good.
Hear me out. You were putting him on speakerphone when I was asking you to put him on speakerphone with law enforcement, when he called you up and told you that the cops were out there.
But I didn't understand why you meant to put him on
I wanted
speaker.
to put him on speakerphone to make sure that he was safe and everybody else was
But
safe, and everything would go.
He wasn't here the whole time. I did put you on speakerphone, correct? Yes.
No, actually, I had to grab the phone from you and put it on speakerphone and then give your son directions. That's how
I
that
put
went.
it on speaker.
I had to grab your phone and put it on speaker, and we got cameras in here that would actually prove it.
And you
Okay.
just what?
Yeah,
Well,
so-
because I was more cooperative than that. I wasn't trying to not be cooperative.
Before I leave, though, I want to be on the same page. You're going to cooperate and move forward with some discussion here? or-
Yes.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
So I'll just fill in the probation agent of what's going on, is that fair?
Status, yep.
And then you guys take it from there?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay.
And so, here's the deal, when we, come on in, we can continue.
I can step You want some water?
Yes.
I noticed you were coughing earlier.
I'll step out. Thanks.
So,
Okay, so,
listen, again, we wanted you to come down here voluntarily, we wanted you to continue cooperating. I'd like you to continue cooperating, I'd like you to be here on your own, and yes, is the door unlocked? Absolutely. But I'd
but
like
it
you to
isn't
continue.
unlocked, though. Because I
That
think,
door?
yeah.
That door is unlocked. If you want to leave, I have to buzz you through those other doors apparently. The one is normally open, the middle
But
one.
I can leave them, right?
You can leave them, yeah, but I'm going to have to call your probation agent before we do that,
Okay.
okay?
Then I'm not leaving.
And because, what's that?
I'm not leaving.
You're not,
I'm cooperating.
Okay,
I just asked if I could.
all right.
Okay.
So just for the safety of the officers and everybody else, is there any guns inside the residence?
Not that I know of, no.
Not that you know of.
Well, Rick had a lot of guns. He did bad things I didn't know. They stole Aaron Lowe's guns.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
Erin Lowe is the individual that was, she was mentioned earlier that had problems with Rick.
I'm afraid that, yeah, because he...
And before we get too far into this, I'd like to, because there's you're on this probation hold, okay? Or you could possibly be placed on a probation hold, all right? I wanna make sure, because you're starting to get into some areas now where we're talking about stolen guns. I wanna read you your Miranda rights, okay?
Up to this point, Star has been treated as a cooperating family member, helping locate a missing husband. A Miranda warning changes that legal footing entirely. It's read only when someone might reasonably be considered a suspect. The shift in the room happens almost silently, but it's one of the clearest signals in the entire interview that investigators' focus has moved.
No, can we not?
Well,
Because then it sounds like, then it becomes...
Well, here's the thing is,
Yeah, then it becomes a thing instead of, okay, can we just get back to what we were talking about Rick so we can help on him?
Here's the thing though, because you got up before, you were starting to leave, I had to grab your phone, I began turning on speakers so we can ensure that your son was cooperating and following the directions of law enforcement, because I do not want anybody to get hurt. And I think because of what just transpired, I think the safest way for us to conduct business is have him read you Miranda warning.
So he can remind me. Okay.
And then we can go for it. And you know what? In the event that if I ask you a question and you don't want to answer it, or if it doesn't feel just hear me out for a second, okay?
Okay.
And if you don't like that question or you don't want to answer it, I'm okay with that. Then just tell me I don't want to answer that, and then we'll move on. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
here's the thing, you just mentioned stolen guns, so I wanna make sure that you understand what your rights are before we...
So anything I said before this doesn't, okay, I guess I don't...
Well, just read the...
All right, so you have the right to remain silent, okay? Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have your attorney present with you while you're being questioned.
Okay.
If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish.
Can I call my attorney then?
And you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements.
Okay, I don't...
I guess, do you understand each of these rights as I have
No,
explained
because
to
I
you?
flooded... Yeah, I do.
You do?
I
Okay.
do.
You want me to read them back to you?
Can I read them?
Sure.
Okay, it's easier for me to... return.
So they're up here.
Did you have the right to talk to an attorney now? Let's have exercise these and not answer any questions. Sorry, you see that. Morning. After the morning, in order to consider the following questions should be asked and to understand each of the rights. Yes. Have this right in mind. Talk to us now. I don't know, depends on the question.
That's fine. Like I told you before, if I ask you a question or if Matt asks you a question and you don't want to answer it, just tell us you don't want to answer it. But it's up to you, but we have to do this at this point.
Okay.
Okay? So do you understand each of your rights that you read and Matt read to you?
Yes, I just have one question. So, is it better to say things that might help my husband than to not say things that
We want to
We
help
want to
your
help you.
husband.
We want to help find your
I mean,
husband.
like, so, if I say that about, oh my God, my hands are turning black. If I say that about them, it doesn't...
Well, like the gun thing, okay? For example, since you mentioned that just before, the gun thing was mentioned, and is it not a good thing? Clearly, obviously, that's why you were concerned about that. But our whole point of being here is to help find your husband.
Yep.
And that's
why
our
I'm
objective.
asking, that's why I'm asking, is it better to, say, like, you know what I mean, say,
I would, it would.
because I don't want
Certainly make me feel better knowing what happened with these gun things, because Aaron Moore obviously is an individual that's known to law enforcement, okay? I know that he's into the things that aren't good, you know, drugs, and I know that he's been involved in burglaries because I've investigated some of that stuff. We've arrested him, and I'm sure you've seen things in the paper about him. It wasn't too long ago that we did a press release on him, all right? So when you start mentioning that, you know, Rich had problems with Aaron Moe and that, you know, there might be some stolen guns involved in all this, that's something that, you know, I feel like
If I ask you a question, again, I'm gonna explain this too. If I ask you a question and you don't feel comfortable answering it, just say, I don't wanna answer that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Is that fair? Would you be okay talking to us?
is that a yes when you shake your head?
sorry, yes,
Okay.
we're being recorded audio, huh?
Video and audio, yeah. So I'm just gonna mark your responses here. That was a yes on that one.
Do you want me to write it? I can sign it.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
And I can fill the case number in and all that stuff. To be honest with you, I don't even know what the case number is yet, so.
No, going back to this, okay, and again, you don't have to answer any of the questions that we're gonna ask you. If you don't feel comfortable, just tell me, okay? Just say, I don't wanna answer that, and I'd be okay with that. So, regarding your phone, and regarding Rick's phone, you said Rick's phone is nowhere to be found.
Right.
Correct, it's not at the house. You guys utilize Life 360 as an application as a family, right? Like extended family too. You guys all had, but you said before that his was like paused or off.
Yep.
One or the two, is that correct?
It's off.
Okay.
His
It's
mom said when I told her that, she said it has been. And like, I just now noticed it, so I didn't think it was. But
Okay.
I wasn't gonna argue with her, so I left it.
So part of how we conduct some of these investigations, as you probably know, we analyze data and collect data to be able to try to narrow down where people were last seen or a common pattern. Since we don't have Rick's phone with us and you have yours with Life 360, would you be okay with our forensic tech people being able to download your phone and so we can analyze the data to see where Rick may be having a pattern of where he was, where he hung out, or any of that?
I don't see how mine's gonna help if I didn't have, okay, so you just want to download like 360?
Well, it would be the whole forensic image of your phone.
Okay,
So what this can help us do, because you and Rick go places often, correct?
right.
You go to Walmart and Culver's and.
I know that part, I got that part. I
Sure.
have more questions. Okay,
Yep.
so when you download the forensic image of my whole phone, you mean all my text, or you mean just?
Yeah, it would be everything on the phone.
I don't really want all my text.
Okay.
But my Life 360, I'm very willing to, yeah.
Okay.
Is there any way to do the two separate?
Let me ask you this. Is there concerns from you that some of the text messages would be not necessarily legal, like drug communications?
Or possibly
'Cause-
involving these guns? Like our main concern is, I don't really investigate like the drug stuff, that's not really what I do. I'm more like missing persons and things like that.
Quite frankly, I don't care about the drug tax. I don't. What our job is.
Okay, now, so you're saying that to me because you're, okay, so you, when the Supreme Court thing happened in the whole, okay, so do you say that because you really mean that, or because you're saying that just because cops come out?
No, I'm absolutely telling you the truth. I do not operate at all with lying or deceiving. I'm telling you, I don't care about the drug tax. I don't care.
Okay.
I care about finding Rick.
Okay, so who gets my, whatever the cell numbers, who gets that?
I will, or one of our investigators will be able to end up going through a lot of it.
So they can, they take some of the stuff in like the Life 360, and if you're going places with Rick, like you said, you often go to different Walmart, like I said, Culver's and things like that. If you're going to the same places as him at the same times and stuff like that, if there's a pattern that shows up there, like, oh, they often go to the Culver's right around dinner time during these, from 5:45 and they're there until, 6:30 or something like that. We can start going to places like Culver's or Walmart and things like that and saying, hey, can you get us the videos from, the entrance or whatever in and out from these times? And if we see that, if we start getting those videos and we start seeing that Rick is popping up on those videos, then that gives us a place that we can start, looking for him.
Okay. So when you go through it, you went through my text, you went through just like basically.
It's going to be the whole thing. It's going to be the whole forensic dump of the phone.
So what's going to happen is when they do it, they're going to,
I know, but what part are you going through? Because you say.
Well, we're going to go through the Life 360 first to see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't care.
Are you going to like my text with Rick and
This is exactly.
Because we have some crazy, it's like.
I don't care about nude shots or anything like that, or.
Oh, God.
We've had plenty of stuff from people that's just part of it. I don't care. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for evidence to be able to find potentially where Rick may have gone as far as your Life 360 or whatever might be an application that you guys share together, Facebook, whatever. That's the kind of stuff that we're looking at. And
so you're really not going to read my text?
do I care about if you just hear me out on this one, okay? Hear me out on this.
Okay, but that's not the question whether you care. Are you going to read?
Hold on. If you received a text saying you are going to be doing a deal for a kilo of cocaine, I don't care. That's not our purpose here. We're trying to find your husband. That's what we're trying to do. But
you're not going to give it to Drug Task Force?
No, this is an investigation to try to find your
okay,
husband.
I am not going to give your information, your text to a Drug Task Force.
Okay, so whatever I do stays in the missing persons section of your.
This is only about your husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're doing this for.
You're not lying to me, Buster.
I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth. I only want to find your husband. That's why we're here.
Okay.
That's why that's why they called me in.
This is one of the main things that he does. He's good at it. That's why we call him.
It's the only reason why I'm coming down here. I wouldn't come down here for drug stuff. I don't care.
When your attorney calls the sheriff's office, it's been 72 hours since he's been seen. At least we got to start taking things serious.
Thank you.
So, it's not like he just is. It's pretty odd for somebody not to have any.
Yeah.
Communications with anybody for 72 hours.
Why did they take my car then?
Because before I go to that, it's very strange to me that Rick never has a history of just up and leaving before, and now it's been since Tuesday morning since you've last heard anything from him, and that's concerning.
Okay, so the car you think might have blood or something?
I don't know about the car. I'm not sure.
I don't know what car you came in. I know you said it was you got some ride with somebody. I don't even know if the car.
Would the car have blood in it?
No, but I'm just trying to figure out what you're thinking. So I'm confused here.
No, the only thing that I'm thinking is how can you help us? How can we find out more information to get your husband, to find your
You
husband?
can have my Life 360 bill.
That's all I'm asking for. Well,
Okay.
it's not just your Life 360, it's gonna be hooked up to a computer, and they're gonna basically image your phone, which is a complete mirror of your
Can
phone.
I talk to the people who are doing it, or
Yeah, I could have one of the guys, come over here and talk to you.
are they still here?
Yeah, they're probably, I don't know if they're here right now, but I could find that out.
Okay.
But before we continue down the phone aspect, I'm gonna go back to a question that I asked you before about, is there any other areas or any other common locations that Rick would go to that he may be hanging out, hiding out, whatever it might be? Would he hide out as a result of this gun thing? Is that a concern?
It is.
Okay.
And he knew that it was a concern for me because he told people not to tell me because he said it was out.
Okay. Did Rick tell you he stole the guns from this guy?
No.
Okay.
No, actually, someone else told me that. He didn't tell me that.
Okay, somebody else told you.
He never, because I told him that there better not be any guns in the house because I was going to prison for him, and he said there wasn't any.
Okay. And you know that there is guns in the house?
I didn't know.
Okay. And so to your knowledge right now, you don't believe there's any guns at the house? And if you'd rather not answer the question, just tell me you'd rather not answer. I don't want you to lie. I want you to just tell me the truth, but if you'd rather not answer the question, just tell me I'd rather not answer.
Is that fine?
Yes. Because it's I know what,
Just look and say if it's Jeffrey.
I understand it's a question that you probably don't want to answer because you're a felon and...
See, the thing is I told him to go in the house. I was adamant about that.
All right, I'm going to ask you the question, yes or no, or else just say I don't want to answer.
Well, see,
Were you aware that there are guns in the house?
no.
Okay. And that's truthful?
Yes, that is
Okay.
true. Okay, wait, you asked me, was I aware? I
aware?
did not know he even had the guns when he had the guns until after they were gone. And that is the truth.
Okay. Fair
And I
enough.
believed them to be gone because I asked him over and over and I told him that we both couldn't have them in the house and he knew that.
Okay.
In fact, that was one of the things we fought over.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Are you
You're analyzing me. I'm telling you.
No, I'm just taking notes and trying to, like I said before, I had this hearing thing where it's trouble for me to hear you, so I have to really concentrate on what you're saying, so I don't miss, like I hear, Vaughn instead of Avon and stuff like
Oh,
that.
it's Yvonne with a Y.
Yvonne, okay, with a Y. So that's why, if I look at you and I look like I'm really concentrating and trying to analyze you, I'm not really doing that, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm understanding what you're saying.
Were you concerned after you got home from your girlfriend's place at 10:30 on Tuesday, and Rick was not there? Were you concerned that maybe somebody
Oh,
did something?
my phone will not help you with that because I left my phone at the house that day because Kathy called my phone that day. She called my phone and it was at the house.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so were you concerned when you got back as far as?
I wasn't as concerned until the cop talked to me.
Okay.
Because my first thought was, he was there, because the cars were there. Or, well, I actually didn't even notice if it was or wasn't. Well, I didn't notice the first car. I wasn't as much concerned until the cop came. Because he had to leave me for a couple of hours, it was not a big deal. But when it came over a couple of hours, it was getting too much. And then when it was the next day, he has never, ever done that. Never. He's never left me that long. And then when the cop brought up suicidal, I was really scared because he has access to all kinds of guns. Not necessarily at the house, but per se, but I don't know, I don't feel dizzy,
You feel dizzy?
and
When was the last time you slept?
I slept good. It looks so scary.
Nick, Pat's girl.
I slept last night,
How long did you sleep?
all night. I laid on the couch, the top, I had all four of my feet. And surprisingly, I slept the night before, I was out of light.
Let me ask you a personal question, okay? How long have you really been sober?
Oh, man,
Mm-hmm.
I have.
You have been?
Yes, I made a promise to God, and I kept it.
How long have you been sober?
I think that's fine. So it was hard. And the last 2 days, I really wanted to. I really did. Really bad, wanted to. Because my first go-to is, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't drink, so I wanted to just sit today. It was hard.
Okay. What about Greg? Does he use? Daily?
A lot more than I realized.
Okay.
A lot more than I realized, because he told me he's been sober for 3 weeks. I believe that. I said yes. Because when I went out to the shed, there was coke everywhere. And yeah, so you're sober for 3 weeks. And sometimes I think that drugs are the only thing that matters to him.
No cooking, just buying, correct? Or did you guys make meth at all, or
No.
just purchase it? Which,
I don't know.
okay.
Yeah. No, never tried. But I thought we were just talking about my husband.
I am, that's why I'm asking about his drug use, because oftentimes drug use, missing persons, there's some correlations. Sometimes there's correlations there.
Okay, so
Is he only a meth user, or does he use other drugs?
he uses coke.
Okay. I'm not asking you to name his sources at all, but are any of those people dangerous, or did he owe debts to people? Do you know of any debts that he may have owed?
He might have, I don't know.
Okay. Did he ever have people come over and visit the house to collect debts or at all, or that you know of?
No, I don't really know.
Okay.
He kept everything in a secret-ish from me.
Okay. Did you guys keep both your addictions, kind of away from each other?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't know what you're asking, really.
Did he know about your addictions and you know about his addictions, or?
That's hard, because
Anybody that you know that he may have pissed off in the drug world?
not that I can speak of right now, but not unless I'm clearly.
Okay. You understand why I'm asking you about that, right?
Yes, I do, because you're looking to see if he was in danger.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And so far we learned that he uses drugs. He was involved with some stolen guns. He's doesn't really hold down a job. He's not known to go walking on his own. He's usually driving a vehicle, but the vehicle is there. There's a short window of time where you were gone and from the house, Karen noticed.
Karen knows so.
There was a short period of time where you were gone with your at your girlfriend's place, and then when you return home and Rick's not there, but your son is there and his fiance. Is there, and since he always uses a vehicle, even, like you said, would he even drive the truck over to the shed from the house?
Yeah.
He's not gonna go out on like a 5-mile hike or anything like that.
I don't know. I can't think right now. My guidance seekers no, you wouldn't.
Okay.
Okay, and it feels like you're interrogating me about other things, and that's why I'm getting all anxious, because it feels like this is more, do you think I killed my husband or something here? Because I didn't. Is that what you're going at?
No, I'm actually asking just questions about
I don't,
Rick's.
and I feel like you're asking me the same question, trying to get me to mess up, and
No, I'm not.
flooding my head.
I'm not trying to mess you up. I'm trying to keep straight in my head because I want to make
right
sure
now
that.
it's gonna flow up.
So it's easy for me, because I got all the notes here, but he's got to try to keep it all straight in his head, you know?
I'm trying to make sure that I don't mess up, and that's why I'm repeating it to you. So, the other thing that,
I'm
It's
not trying to.
it's about 5 to 7.
I am emotionally just exhausted.
did he go to the hospital at all?
Not really his bad about going. Can
Okay.
you just stop for a second?
Sure.
Yeah.
Want to step out and you can stay out for a little bit?
Can we?
I can step out.
Oh, no, can we, can we get air together?
We get what?
Here together.
Air together?
Outside.
We could probably step outside and
I probably
get a minute of air, but I can't, like I said, I have to call your probation agent before we can let you leave.
Okay.
Is that all right with you, Adam?
Or can I just stand up?
Let me do something quickly,
Can I
okay?
stand up?
Absolutely, you can stand up.
Okay.
Let me
We're not
do-
both gonna leave, right?
No,
Oh.
I'm going to step out for a little bit, and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. You're gonna stay though, right?
Yeah, I'll stay here with
That's
this.
good.
Okay.
Pardon?
Okay.
Pace? Yeah, oh, absolutely. You wanna go out in the hallway and pace, or you wanna pace in here?
Are you out home with me?
Sure.
You walk.
Do I walk? Yeah, I try to walk. I take my dog for a couple of walks every day.
And I do want to give you some news about dogs and that stuff. How many dogs? You said you got 4?
Yes, I would like you guys in the house.
So, getting back, sorry.
Can I stand?
Yeah, you can stand if you'd like to. I get it.
You know what, I got some joint issues myself, I don't know if you have joint issues.
I do.
I prefer standing too, but right now I'm going to sit.
I was just let you in to.
I do appreciate that. That's so your dogs are fine, okay? I know that you're concerned about your dogs. They're fine. It's all is good there. Speaking of your dogs, do they have any accidents or anything like that inside the house? Or
Yes.
tell me about where they may have accidents or.
Mostly the bedroom, because.
Your bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they sleep in bed with you?
Yes.
Okay. And that's where they
Yeah.
do their thing. They just pee or poop?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
They get potty trained? Is that what's
Yes,
going on? House trained?
Yep.
Okay.
Rocky has been abused, and he, Scrappy has his balls, so he pees in there.
Okay.
And, Rocky was abused, so he does. And Stash is a new puppy, and she does, and she thinks she's a boy, so she lifts her leg. And then she poops on my floor quite often and on my bed.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is the same bed that you and Rick share?
Yes.
And how frequently do you have to clean up?
Well, we often don't do it as often as we should, but,
Okay,
because literally, yeah, I believe it sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. What about, like, when they go to the bathroom on your bed, do you have to clean up right away?
Yeah, because diarrhea, yeah.
Once you notice it? Okay. Okay, when was the last time that you had to do that?
Wednesday.
Wednesday you did? Okay.
Yes.
What'd you end up doing with, did you end up having to throw the stuff away, or?
No, I washed it, it's back on there.
Okay, it's all good?
Mm-hmm.
No diarrhea or anything like that where you have to throw stuff away?
Nope.
Okay.
I've had to, I had to, a rug in the bathroom had to be washed, but it never gets thrown away.
Okay.
Yeah, the white one in the bathroom.
Now,
Before Wednesday,
yeah, when was the last time?
well, it varies.
Okay.
I did Wednesday, I did Sunday,
Okay.
and I did before that, I don't know.
Okay. As
But I
far
do
as,
the bathroom rugs more often than the,
because that's where they typically go on?
yep, and my Harley rug from the bedroom, which is sitting up on the thing, that one they've been chewing up and they've been peeing on there a lot.
Okay. What about,
There's been more poop, diarrhea from Stash.
okay, just getting used to dog food, or?
Yes, and she eats human food and sometimes too much.
Okay.
She's used to it.
I get it, I've got dogs, so I very much understand that.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Law enforcement's at your house, obviously.
Okay.
As a result of them being there, there's going to be a search that's conducted. Is there anything that they're going to find that you know of that you know that shouldn't be there?
Like drugs, like.
Drugs, guns, anything like that?
Mm.
Again, I'd rather you not lie to me. If you don't feel comfortable answering the question, just say, I don't want to answer the question.
Why does this feel like this is a drug? Okay, you guys both keep telling me this is about my husband, but you keep asking me about that. So where does that?
Go ahead.
So, a lot of times when people are involved in, obviously drugs is not a good thing to be involved in.
Right.
All right? Yeah, I mean, you just look at what's going down in Mexico, how many murders and things like that they have. And I'm not saying that that's what happened to your husband or anything, but when we started hearing that there might be some drug history, and we're talking, you started telling me, knowing people that I know that are, and I don't even work drug cases that much unless I'm involved in some search warrant that, one of my partners wrote, okay? And that is a red flag to us, and we need to kind of explore that and figure out, what his involvement is, the people that he's associating with.
Yeah, but you're asking me what I might not have in the house.
Would you agree with the statement that being involved with drugs is a little bit riskier lifestyle?
Yes, I would.
Okay. With that being said, this is the whole reason why I'm asking this, because if there are anybody that he may be in debt to, or that might be after him.
That's a completely different question than asking me if there's anything in the house from search.
Right. If there is something, like if he's sitting on 13 kilos of methamphetamine inside the house, would that be more of a risk than having, a couple grams of methamphetamine? That's what I'm getting at, because if we're talking larger scale, we may have some other people that we're dealing with that might be of more, that might have more interest in Rick. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's why I'm asking those questions. And again, I go back to, if you don't want to answer the questions, just tell me you don't want to.
I don't have a problem answering the questions. I just feel like I'm being interviewed here. It's like, I feel like from the beginning that this whole thing with my husband missing has been used as a way to go around something else. And I think that's wrong, because I think my husband should be a priority.
Absolutely.
And I came to you guys for help and protect and serve, and this is not feeling like protect and serve. I thought it was very complicated. My house is being searched, and my husband still hasn't been found, and doesn't really seem like he's the priority. It seems like the priority is that he's another drug bust.
Where was the last time that Rick was seen?
Tuesday.
Where was the last time Rick was seen?
In the house.
In the house.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Nobody else has seen him outside the house.
No.
You've called all of his friends, all of his family.
We haven't gotten a hold of Jim yet.
Well, except for the one, right?
Yeah.
So, none of them have heard from Rick.
Right.
Do you understand where we're coming from? That's why
So you think I killed my husband?
we're looking, I'm not saying that. I didn't say anything about you killing my husband.
Okay, because yesterday I was told that I was overreacting and that he just could walk off because he was an adult. But I didn't think so, and I spent all night worrying about my husband, and today you're accusing me of killing him here.
Well, that's the third time now that you said, that we may be accusing you of killing your husband.
Yes, I feel like that. I feel like there's something else you're going at.
But why do we have to go to that, why do we have to jump to he's dead? What if he's missing and still alive?
Because
you're making that.
Because why did you get a search warrant to search my house if my husband is alive?
But why are you jumping to his death?
I'm not jumping to his death. I'm feeling accused, is what I'm feeling.
Okay, but nobody's said anything about him being dead except for you.
So he's alive and you found him?
No, that's what we're trying to do. I pray to God
do you understand that I do too?
I pray to God that he's alive and that we find him safe. And
I do.
that's what we're trying to do, but I just find this a little...
I find you investigating me and you questioning me, I find it should be insulting, because instead of finding him, you're interrogating me. Ask my husband.
Let me ask you some different
Ask my
questions.
husband where he's at.
I would love to. I'd love
Change
to
his
find.
phone.
So let me ask you this then. There's a couple things that...
And I'm tired of it.
Do you guys throw away your garbage?
Yes.
And do you have garbage pickups?
No.
Do you burn your trash?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you typically burn your trash?
In a burger.
In a burn barrel? Okay. Is that normal? Like, you don't have scheduled garbage pickup?
No, is it mine again?
I think so.
Can I see
It
it?
says Nick Hasbro.
Oh.
So you don't have garbage service up
No.
the house? You don't go, do you go take your stuff to the dump at all? Like, is it like part of your township? Do you guys have a dump?
No.
Okay. Burn the stuff in the burn barrel?
At this point in the conversation, Star is describing something completely ordinary, how the household disposes of trash. She has no way of knowing this detail is about to become one of the most important facts in the entire case, because a burn barrel in that same backyard is where investigators will eventually find what's left of her husband.
Actually, I don't know if it's part of our term. Rick handles all that, so
Okay.
I don't deal with that.
Okay. Do you have like garbage cans that like are
Yes.
like purchased at a store or provided to you by a garbage company? Do you know?
I don't.
You know what he's talking about, like you see those wheeled,
We don't have those.
you don't have those, you got like the barrels, the 40-gallon barrels or whatever that you get at like Ace Hardware, or they might sell them at Walmart.
He bought it from some guy who pays $10. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you burn all the garbage at the house
Mhm.
in a burn barrel.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like bonfires at your house at all?
Yes.
Okay. When was your last bonfire that you had at the house?
I think Wednesday burned my Christmas tree.
Wednesday, burnt your Christmas tree?
Yeah. That
Okay.
sounds funny, but I had.
No, I get it, because I do the same thing with mine.
Yeah, so do I.
I burn my Christmas tree, and they go up like that.
Except
So the main portion of it,
Yeah.
just the needles that go really fast. Anybody there with you at that time when you burned the Christmas tree, or anybody home, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, see, and this is the kind of question that I'm not getting where this has to do.
Well, because your husband goes.
If we know who's there.
Your husband, because I'm trying to narrow down who all was around at the time that your husband, that Rick, goes missing, right? He goes missing on Tuesday at anywhere between the time that you went over to your girlfriend's place to the time of your return, which is roughly about a 2.5 hour window, roughly.
Yeah, so you said she called you at like 6:15 and picked you up at 6:30, is that right?
No.
Well, let me look, I had
6:30 and 6:50.
6:50, okay.
That's right, I'm sorry. So we're talking about a 3.5 hour window, three hours and 40 minutes roughly.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm asking these questions is to see who was all present. And you said your son and his fiance were there.
Mm-hmm.
And who was like the last one to actually see him around the area?
I believe it was me, possibly.
And but you were gone between those hours, so that means your son and his fiance were at the house.
Yeah, if they were at the house, they would be sleeping, and our bedroom was found first, so they wouldn't have actually seen him. Sometimes we don't see them until 5 minutes later.
Because they don't come out of their room until whenever they wake up. Does your son work?
He does construction.
Does construction? And like, is he gone usually during the day and working?
No, he's a lot there because it's winter time now.
Okay. So is like heavy equipment kind of construction type work?
It varies. He works for our friend Jay.
Okay. All right.
For where?
For our friend Jay.
Okay. So he was not working at this time
No.
when Rico went missing?
You're asking me questions I don't know the answer
And
to.
I'm okay with that. And if you
And
don't
see, I
know
feel like if I don't know the answer, I feel like...
No. If you don't know the answer, just tell me. I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that.
I don't know the answer to it.
Okay.
And I'm exhausted from all these questions. I feel like I'm emotionally a wreck. I just want to find my husband.
So do we. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking to you.
Okay.
And so I'm looking for any help from you
Okay.
to steer us in the right direction of where we can find Rick. And
My guess would, I don't know. I went with the whole suicidal thing because Officer Brady, he brought it up, but it doesn't match. He owed people money. He didn't borrow money. He had the whole, see, I don't want to say things that incriminate him because when he gets found, then he's gonna.
we don't care about that portion. We want to find him. That's
Okay, so
That's what
he
we
owes
want
people
to do.
money.
okay.
Because his mom's saying not saying things because she don't want him to go to jail when he gets found.
Okay.
I can see how mom would not want your son to go to jail. Who does he owe money to?
He doesn't tell, okay, you don't understand how Rick works. He doesn't tell me those things.
All right,
In order to find out anything, I have to overhear it.
okay.
Yeah, I know about Aaron's guns.
And that's the only thing that you overheard was Aaron's guns?
I didn't even overhear they were his. I had to ask someone else, and they kind of gave me a little tidbit, and then I asked someone else, and I got a little more. So it took 4 people to get to that conclusion.
Okay.
So I don't know. And then I Googled Aaron last night to see what he was like, and he's
Let me ask you this, the morning that...
But my husband is okay. I know he is. He's gonna help.
The morning that you left, you said you made coffee, he had 1 drink of it and didn't drink anything else of it. Was he doing okay that morning, like
Yes.
right before you went to your girlfriend's place?
Yes.
And was he, I know you said he was in bed, but was he awake in bed?
Okay, see, there's wake and there's really wake, okay, he had one sip,
I get
so,
what you're saying.
he had one sip, so he was awake, but if I had told him, hey, I have to go, blah, 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 and I asked him later, I'm like, remember I told you that? No, because he wasn't awake, so,
Okay,
do you know what I mean?
yeah, I do.
I did not feel good.
Why don't you feel good?
I
Okay,
had food that I was supposed to eat on the way here.
I've got I might have some Girl Scout cookies.
so is your son, he would probably be able to tell me if he saw Rick that morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'd probably be able to tell me that,
Mm-hmm.
since you were gone, and maybe they saw Rick leave or get picked up by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody that you could think of that you may have gotten picked up by?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody?
No.
Definitely not his family?
Well, not necessarily, I guess it could be his nephew, I don't know.
Okay, well, who's his nephew?
David.
David? And he's friends with David, I'm guessing? And
Who's that?
what, Nick Gasparo again?
He doesn't get the hint, does he?
Clearly not. So, where does Nick live? Or, I'm sorry, the nephew. You just told me his name. What was his name?
David,
David. Where does David live?
In Gilsville.
Gail.
Or
Gail.
Centerville, actually.
Where?
Centerville.
Centerville. Okay. Is is he close to Rick?
Mm-hmm.
Do they hang out or they communicate quite a bit? Have you talked to him recently?
No, I got to Stacy.
And is Stacy,
His sister.
Star Myers was originally charged with first-degree intentional homicide, hiding a corpse, and illegal possession of a firearm. After a competency evaluation found her fit to stand trial, she took a plea deal. No contest to second-degree intentional homicide. The remaining charges were dismissed and read into the record. In the fall of 2025, the court sentenced her to 22 years in prison, followed by 20 years of extended supervision after her release. She's currently serving that sentence at Techita Correctional Institution. It took tips reaching investigators, a search of the property, and DNA testing on what was left in that burn pit to finally confirm who those remains belonged to. Proof that outlasted every version of the story Star gave. Her son was separately prosecuted and sentenced for helping hide the body. Richard Bork was 51 years old. Whatever was said between them in that final conversation, he never got the chance to say anything back. And for 2 days, the story his own wife told the world was that he'd simply walked away,